Thank you for doing that, Mark.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Turn around and say hi, Madelyn. Hi. Hey, Mom. Andrew.
I just pulled her in.
Thank you.
You got two cute children.
Hey. Hi.
Hi. Say congratulations to Joel. Say it.
Why?
Because it's on and recording, so say congratulations. It's on you. Say hi.
Oh, it is? Hi.
And come back and say congratulations.
Do you have
All right. Guess not.
Congrats. There. I said, happy?
Marion F. Perling, Hadassah Student Awards. Since 1992, Greater Atlanta Hadassah has honored local teens who exemplify the values and ideals that are of paramount importance to the Hadassah organization and its members. Those are a love of Israel, concern for Jews and Jewish culture and heritage, concern for fellow human beings as exemplified through manner and deed, and a commitment to education. This year's Hesed celebration takes place at a significant time in Hadassah's history. 2012 marks 100 years since Henrietta Zold founded Hadassah on the principles of practical Zionism. Discussing a problem was not enough for Henrietta. She taught us that action spoke louder than words, and act she did. The early leaders of the fledgling Hadassah raised money to send nurses to then Palestine, and in later years they built hospitals and schools and rescued children in distress. They took action where so many thought the cause was hopeless. Today, Henrietta Zold's legacy of commitment and caring and improving the world through practical deeds lives on in the works of the hundreds of thousands of Hadassah women. Hadassah continues to make a tangible difference in the lives of Israelis and American Jews through our changing and life-saving institutions of healing, education, and compassion. Late in Henrietta Zold's life, a sculptor was commissioned to create her likeness. When he asked her how she wished to be portrayed, Henrietta answered, "Make my eyes look towards the future." Today, as we honor these accomplished and compassionate young people, I know that the future is in good hands, and the future that Henrietta looked towards is bright. Mazel tov to you all. Before we get underway with the awards, I'd like to acknowledge a few people without whom this day would not be possible. Thanks to our event chair, Eileen Cohn, and the director of Greater Atlanta Hadassah, Judy Sirkin, who managed all the details. To Linda Weinroth, who you'll hear from in a bit, for her ongoing commitment to the awards. And to Marion F. Perling, who has supported the Hesed Awards with her heart and resources since its inception, and for whom we name our award. And finally, we are grateful to Congregation Beth Shalom for hosting us this afternoon. And I would like to invite Rabbi Mark Zimmerman to share a few thoughts with us.
Thank you, Diane, and I welcome all of you here
synagogue. It's lovely to have so many people here this afternoon, and it shows your commitment to ongoing Jewish education, the values of Hadassah and Chesed. A quick thing, I was looking at the Torah portion we read yesterday, and the one that's coming up this week, and I decided to break rabbinic protocol, which is always to talk about the coming week's parsha. But last week's parsha is so perfect for today, you can't ignore it. So first of all, we read Acharei Mot, which is the laws of Yom Kippur, and anybody that reads that passage, you immediately recognize all the blood and gore of this thing that we read every Yom Kippur in shul, which we don't do anymore. The power is that we tell the story even though we no longer do that ritual. But it's important, it takes us back to history. And then Kedoshim, which is appended on, we do both those readings. That's the real power of the Torah as in Parshat Kedoshim. But I want to take you very briefly back in history. The rabbis were really troubled because here you have this wonderful observance and sacrifice of atonement, the great opportunity to clean away all the sins of the people, the Kohanim, in fact, the altar itself. And here's this great thing now destroyed after the temple gets destroyed. And so the rabbis are in a terrible state of crisis. And they don't know what to do. Parts of the Jewish community, actually the founders of early Christianity, were all Jews. They looked at Jesus as being the new atonement. For Jews, the atonement, what was going to be the kapara? And we say it all the time, actually, in the morning service, the Psikha Zimra, the introduction to Shachrit. We say, Yesh lanu kapara acheret shehi k'motah. We have another atonement that's just like that atonement of Yom Kippur. And what is that? It is Chesed. Because the prophet Hosea says, Chesed chafatzti v'lo zavach. I want your loving kindness. I don't care about your sacrifices. And that really became the great Jewish value. And that's the link to Parshat Kedoshim that I wanted to mention briefly now. In the Parsha of Kedoshim, which we read the second part of yesterday, has all the great essence of the Torah. According to Hillel, if you want to teach somebody the Torah on 1 foot, it all comes down to one phrase in the Parsha yesterday that you're all familiar with, and that phrase is V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbor as yourself. And if you do that, all of the Torah kind of just follows naturally. But that is the real power. So we live in an age where we are full of demands from other people, but very, very short on doing chesed ourselves. And I can give you a gazillion examples, but take, for example, if you're going to your dry cleaner and you give them a spot to clean on your shirt and it comes back dirty, you have two approaches. You can go back to the cleaner and say, I am angry. I paid you all this money to fix this. It's bad. I'm never coming here again. You fix it or I'm done with you. Or you can come back and you can say, maybe you missed this and I want to give you another chance, but the spot didn't come out. Can you take care of it? And the dry cleaner will tell you, well, I tried and I couldn't. Or they'll tell you, I missed it. I'll get it done. But you start with an approach of chesed, of loving kindness, of recognizing he's also a person, and just like you, also has shortcomings. And when you treat that other person with the same love and dignity that you hope people will treat you with, that is the real power. And according to Hillel and Rashi, that's what makes the Torah shine. It is really that chesed. And so when you look at the things that our young people are being recognized for today, with the chesed awards, love for Israel, obviously very important to us, good academic standing, but really concern for fellow human beings through manner and through deed. That is what the Torah portion, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, that's what that phrase is all about. And also concern for fellow Jews and for Israel. And we, of course, have that concept that Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Bazeh, all Jews were responsible for one another. So those are all the great attributes of chesed, and it's wonderful that we have so many people that are getting this award and are here and are exemplifying those wonderful attributes, which really is at the core of what Judaism is all about. So I just want to express on behalf of myself and all the community, we're enormously proud of all of our Chesed Award recipients today, and it is through your acts of chesed and devotion to excellence that you have demonstrated that the Jewish people will not not only survive, but will continue to thrive for generations to come. Amen. Thank you.
Hadassah would be nothing without certificates. So we wanted to present this to you, and thank you. I did want to take a moment to recognize some of the Hadassah leadership that is in the room today. We're grateful to have Ruth Ann Warnick, who is the president of the Southeastern region of Hadassah, here. I'm not sure, are there any of our group presidents who are here? I don't think so. But the Hadassah in Atlanta is broken up. We have Greater Atlanta, Hadassah, and then we have, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Incoming. We have two incoming presidents, Marion Curling from the Scopus group, and Annie Kovner from the Couture group. And we also are, and our incoming president of Greater Atlanta, Hadassah Sue Rothstein, in the back. And we're delighted to have the grandmother of one of our recipients, who has just been installed as president in Florida, one of the Florida chapters here, Anita Lieberman. So welcome, Anita. Thanks. And we are now going to get underway with the awards. I want to introduce Linda Weinroth, who for many years has been committed to this program, and will be announcing all the award winners. Thank you. And I know some people were asking before, pictures are more than welcome. Flashes are fine. This is about celebrating your kids. So parents, flash away.
We are pleased to honor the recipients of the 21st Annual Madelyn and Joel Hadassah Student Chesed Awards. And as I introduce each student, I would like you to come and stand next to me, and upon the conclusion of my introduction, if you will turn to my right and accept your award, pose for a picture, and then in the back corner, we'd like you to go up the aisle and wait for another photo opportunity. Our first honoree is Matthew Crater from Congregation Beth Shalom. A junior at Norcross High School, Matthew is an active member of Student Council and is involved in his school's Relay for Life team, a global phenomenon that raises much-needed funds and awareness to save lives from cancer. Next year, Matthew will be the team co-captain for Norcross High School. He is a dedicated madrich in Beth Shalom's religious school and a positive role model to all of the children he encounters. He is also involved in the Jewish Student Union, which strives to enhance the Jewish identity of Jewish teens in local high schools and provide them with deeper involvement within the Jewish community. During the coming school year, Matthew will be co-president of JSU at Norcross. Matthew has many Hadassah connections. His mother is a life member of Hadassah. Matthew's grandmother was president of the Savannah chapter, and his aunt was vice president of the Southeast region and was also president of the Savannah chapter. Did I mention that Matthew was recently elected president of his USY chapter? Our mazel tov wishes to a born leader, Matthew Crater. Congregation B'nai Torah has nominated Aaron Viner, a sophomore at the Weber School. Aaron volunteers in many different ways and steps up to lead services whenever needed at B'nai Torah. Always the first to greet a new teenager, she is a self-appointed welcome committee of one. It's probably no surprise that she is the president of B'nai Torah's USY chapter. She is also the newly elected USY sub-regional president. Erin has made many visits to Israel. Her grandmother was a life member of Hadassah and was known as the Tree Lady of Jerusalem, responsible for selling more trees in Israel than anyone else through J&F, Hadassah's partner. Ian's Friends Foundation, also known as IFF, contributing funds to the efforts of IFF. Ice for Ian held its 4th annual event a few months ago, and I'm sure that plans for the 5th are already underway. Erin is also involved in Girl Talk as a facilitator. Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that establishes positive weekly student-to-student mentoring programs for girls in middle school, which are led by high school girls. They exist to help young teenage girls build self-esteem, develop leadership skills, and recognize the value of community service. Erin joins her sister Adina, who received the Hadassah Award 4 years ago. Erin doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk. It is a pleasure to honor Erin Bynum. Representing Congregation Dor Tamid is Nikki Mayo, a senior at Milton High School. Nikki is a valued member of the Dor Tamid community. She is president of her Temple Youth Group and will be among the first graduating class of Dor Tamid seniors. A member of the Temple Choir, she enjoys sharing her voice through singing. As a madrika in the religious school, this year she became a mentor for incoming madrikim, giving guidance and support to 15 future leaders. Earlier this year, Nikki sat on the Rabbi Search Committee, personally interviewing each candidate. This time, the voice and needs of youth were heard through her articulate words. This honor roll student and AP scholar is headed to Athens. Continue to use your voice to promote harmony. We wish you much success as you enter the University of Georgia in the fall. Nikki Mayo. Joel Rittenberg is Congregation A's Hines Choice. Joel excels as a 7th grade student at Hightower Trail Middle School, where he is an honor student and was recognized for excellence in mathematics achievement. He is conscientious in all endeavors. One of the most mature and respectful students, he has a great love for Judaism and for learning. Joel was given the Mensch Award at Hebrew School last year. He has helped prepare, deliver, and serve meals at the Sheriff Israel Women's Shelter, and has also been involved in many fundraising activities, including collecting money for the Rally Foundation, whose mission is to raise funds and awareness to cure childhood cancer. Rally for Quarters for Research are simple school fundraisers to help accomplish their mission. Joel has also participated in charity basketball tournaments. For his mitzvah project, Joel plans to help special needs athletes learn to play baseball. His mother and both grandmothers are life members of Hadassah. His sister Alex is also a life member, as well as a previous Chesed Award recipient. We know that you will continue to rally around important causes. Joel Rittenberg. We are pleased to recognize Joshua Lieberman from Congregation Gesher Latorah. I need to remember to pause after I say the first sentence. A junior at St. Francis High School, Joshua is a most responsible student. He loves working with children and being a madrid, serving as an outstanding role model for the past 3 years. He is exceptionally skilled at teaching children with different learning styles, and he excels at motivating students to participate in classroom activities. His upbeat personality and engaging style enables him to interact effectively with both teachers and students. Joshua has participated in BBYO Passport Travel, where students are involved in service projects in different parts of the world. His travels took him to Costa Rica, where he and Congregation Or Hadash is Kobe Benvenisti, a junior. First sentence, you need to let me get through the first sentence. A junior at the Ben Franklin School. Kobe is an incredibly dedicated and reliable member of the Orthodox community, working as a moderate in a religious school and always available for extra assistance at holiday programs and special events. As lead violinist in the Orthodox band, he adds a melodic dimension to his list of contributions. He is also an avid participant in all of the Tikkun Olam work of his synagogue, leading the way at the annual Interfaith Hunger Walk, in the lineup serving food at the soup kitchen, and an interfaith dialogue with Muslim community centers. Every few weeks, he brings food and serves the homeless at the Sandy Springs United Methodist Church Feed the Hungry program. When Kobe was 8 months old, his family moved to Israel and lived there until he was 8 years old. For his mitzvah project, he collected over 400 books and sent them to his former elementary school in Israel to help them in learning English. What a novel idea. Academically, Kobe has excelled in AP classes, has been on honor roll, was a member of the academic bowl team, and has been a science fair and/or technology fair winner for the past 7 years. In the We the People program, his team placed first in the state and moved on to national. This is a debate competition focusing on understanding and interpreting areas of our Constitution. There is no debate that Kobe Benvenisti will continue to improve our world. Congregation Sheriff Israel has chosen Orly Mansback, a 7th grader at Linda Middle School. Orly is on the principal's list, which requires that a student have all A's. In addition to Hebrew school and soccer, Orly is in the Harmony International Chorus, a citywide youth chorus. She also participates in an after-school club called GEMS, G-E-M-S, Girls Excelling in Math and Science, helping to reverse the trend of girls opting out of the worlds of math, science, and technology. Run by Georgia Tech professors, the girls work on projects and experiments with tech grad students. Orly's mom and both of her grandmothers are members of Hadassah, and her great-grandmother was very active in Hadassah in New Jersey. Orly is a very sensitive soul. She cares about how people and animals are treated, and also how the earth is cared for. For her mitzvah project, she donated money to create a solar Ner Tamid so that it would be powered by the sun. It sounds like GEMS might have played a part in coming up with this green idea. Our wish is for the sun to always shine on you, Orly Mansback. From the Greenfield Hebrew Academy, we recognize Kevin Feldman, an 8th grade student with high honors. made blankets for the homeless with some of his classmates. He is a member of the high school swimming team and year-round swimming team through other arenas. We can say with confidence that you will certainly make a big splash as you enter the University of Georgia in the fall, Alexander Newman. The choice of Temple Coleman is Lee Shapiro, a junior at Walton High School. In addition to being a member of National Honor Society and Spanish National Honor Society, she is also an AP scholar. Lee is part of the Global Connections, a club at Walton that promotes students becoming pen pals with peers in other countries to help them understand different cultures. Lee has helped build and raise money for 2 houses through Habitat for Humanity. She is active in KEFTI, Emma Federation of Temple Youth, and was recently elected Programming Vice President of the Southern Area Region. For several years, she has worked as a madricha in the religious school. In addition, every Sunday, she spends many volunteer hours at Our Pal's Place, a no-kill dog rescue center. She has also mentored middle school girls through Girl Talk. For her mitzvah project, Lee raised money for the Jack and Jill Late-Stage Cancer Foundation. Through Talk Soccer, she has volunteered her time to help disabled kids learn to play soccer. Lee is in the 3rd year of a special Walton High School program, the International Spanish Academy. As a participant of this program, she housed a student from Spain and also spent time as an exchange student in Spain. She currently studies AP World History in We are happy to acknowledge Asher Newman from the Amit Garinim School. Asher is an 8th grader who excels academically. He is on the Davis soccer team and the Davis track teams and has represented Garinim as part of the Math Counts winning team and the debate team. Asher uses his talents and gifts to make the world a better place. His interest in and knowledge of global warming, economics, and politics can keep most adults on their toes, and he has even started his own blog. He is wise beyond his years as a writer and public speaker, and has helped others to understand the challenges of autism and the benefits for children like him to have the same opportunities in the Jewish community that others have, both academically and socially. Asher has spoken at the community kickoff for Jewish Disability Awareness Month, at Temple Kehilat Chaim, and at 2 Federation events. He has raised money and walked for Autism Speaks, and was honored to throw the first pitch for the Gwinnett Braves on behalf of Autism Speaks. Asher's hope is to serve as a mentor for others like himself. In his own words, Asher explains how important it is for children with autism to be included with typical peer students. They need this interaction to help them with social skills. Isolating children with autism makes them feel lonely, different, and unwanted. Inclusion helps children with autism and teaches typical children about helping others who may be different. Though he is on his class trip to Israel right now and is not here to accept his award, we have learned some very valuable and important lessons from Asher Newman. The Davis Academy's representative is Max Harris, a gifted 8th grader who excels in all academic areas. Max is active in NIFTY and BBYO, baseball and basketball, and is a leader on all accounts. He is a volunteer at the Temple Zabin Shelter with his family. He is also the yearbook editor at Davis and is a regular percussionist during school-wide tefillah. Max is completing a year-long independent study project showing poverty in Georgia through photography. Max has some important Hadassah connections through Young Judea, Hadassah's youth arm. His father was director of Camp Young Judea Sprout Lake in upstate New York, and was also the Seaboard Regional Director of Young Judea, and his mother was the director of Year Course. As he is on his class trip to Israel, we offer our congratulations in absentia to Max Harris. We are pleased to recognize Amanda Berger as the Epstein School's nominee. Now in the 8th grade, Amanda is a marvelous student, a wonderful and caring young woman, and an active community service participant. She spearheaded the Burt Show Letters Project for American soldiers who would not be home for Thanksgiving. Hundreds of letters were written and collected by Amanda for this cause. Pop Star for a Day was another project of Amanda's. She turned a little girl into a pop star for a day as the girl battled cancer for the second time. What a tremendous high that must have been for that little girl, for Amanda, and for all who witnessed this experience. She plans to make this a yearly event. Amanda volunteers annually for the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, the helps with programming for younger girls at Beth Jacob. Though you are away on your class trip today, we commend you for your outstanding contributions to your community. DeVoe Levitt. The recipient from Yeshiva Atlanta is Kaylee Al-Hadeth. This high school senior lives her life steeped in mitzvot. She has devoted much time and energy to community service. She has served as a counselor at Gan Izzy, a Chabad day camp. She is a volunteer and one of 4 head chaperones for Special Olympics. She has been a special needs camp counselor since middle school and has been part of Friendship Circle, an organization that gives her the opportunity to spend time with special needs kids once a week. She has made this a part of her routine every Sunday since she was in 6th grade. Kaylee is the founder of the Chesed Club at Yeshiva Atlanta. She and her co-members have built Sukkot in Toco Hills, Sandy Springs, and Dunwoody, and have played bingo at the William Greenan Jewish Home. In addition to being a Chai Lifeline volunteer, she also participated in the Daffodil Dash this year, a 1
today's recipients, I'd like to thank the city's Jewish educators and leaders who nominated us for this honor. Greater Atlanta Hadassah for bestowing this award each year and for recognizing the achievements of Jewish youth across Atlanta, and our families for supporting our interests and endeavors every step of the way. Thank you so much for all you've done. None of us would be here without you. Somewhere, one of my friends is saying, "Of course, Leah, of course this is what you're doing today." It's the same thing they say when I start a sentence with, "This one time in Israel," or answer questions about Judaism in class, or miss school for a nifty event, or yell at the car in front of me in Hebrew to make traffic move faster. With a half grin and a full eye roll, they exclaim, "Of course, Leah." But that, of course, brings us all here today. Our rabbis, principals, and leaders said, "Of course," and here we are. I cannot hope to speak for all of this afternoon's recipients, but I imagine we all hear, "of course," quite a bit. Every youth organization convention of your choice, afternoons spent volunteering, mornings spent in Sunday school, and Jewish student union meetings evoke that, "of course." And here we sit, as our relatives smile that, "of course," smile, receiving an award for something we find perfectly natural. We acted without expectation of recognition, without thought to awards, for we did only what we enjoyed, what mattered to us. Hadassah bestows this award to students who, quote, "demonstrate a love for Israel and concern for Jews and others." But they do not call it the Love for Israel and Concern for Jews and Others Award, but rather the Chesed Award. Chesed is a surprisingly tricky word to translate. Most commonly, we hear it as righteousness, but then Gimilu Chasadim are acts of loving kindness. Chasadim alone refers to groups of Jews with specific practices and beliefs, or even the sages of old. Google Translate even gives it as grace, benevolence, goodness. But no direct translation yields love for Israel and concern for Jews and others. So we ask ourselves, how do these actions translate to chesed, to righteousness? I love Israel. So much so, I want to strangle Israelis who remain apathetic when the Knesset threatens free speech, and Zionists who insist the only way to peace is violence. Can this be righteousness? I am deeply concerned for the welfare of humanity, both Jewish and non-Jewish. But have my limited efforts changed humanity's plight? Doubtful. So how can this be righteousness? In typical Jewish fashion, I have no answers, and also many answers. I believe we are honored today, not only for what we have done to love Israel and our communities, but also for our potential for chesed, for righteousness. One day, we hope, that love of Israel and commitment to our community will translate into real impact and real change. We might become leaders, both Jewish and secular, so committed to the ideals for which we are honored today. And when our chesed potential comes to fruition, our friends and families and those here today will say, "Of course. Of course this is what you accomplished. We always knew you would."
Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to thank the Academy for this award and everything. So I was called up a few days ago. They just told me to write a little 2-minute thing about why I do what I do, who I am, and how Jewish education has influenced me. So I'll just get started. I'm Kobe Ben Vinisty, in case you haven't heard, and I'm a junior at Ben Franklin Academy, which is this really small school right next to Emory and across the street from the CDC. I'm getting ready for the whole college thing since I am a junior. I've got SATs, ACTs, XYZs, ABCs, all these like 3-letter acronyms. Next week I have 4 3-hour AP tests. Like, that's gonna be brutal. And I'm really interested in studying computer science in college. My Jewish education, I guess I would say it started in Israel. I moved there when I was 8 months old from Fairfax, Virginia. And I stayed there for a long time, 8 years, which is a little less than half my life. When I was 8 years old, we moved to Atlanta because my dad got a nice job offer from Emory. And I continued my Jewish education with my rabbi, Emily Abortz, and several other teachers at Orthodox. I could read Hebrew really well, considering that I lived in Israel for several years, but but I got my help for my bar mitzvah from my two wonderful rabbis, and I even wrote my Dvar Torah with the help of one of my teachers, Howell Lexter. I've also been fortunate enough to attend Camp Madelyn for the past 6 summers. I was part of Gesher 11, which is the last year of Ramah from this past summer. And I received a ton of Jewish education there, and it's a Jewish summer camp. How can you not receive that kind of education? We had daily Hebrew classes, Yahadut classes, and even once those ended a few years ago, we got Limud classes and Israel classes. We even had some Hadrachah classes for learning how to take care of the younger kids when we were counselors in training. A lot of what I do during the school year is also because of camp. I learned the first year that I went in, I believe it was 2006 and 2007. During that summer, I learned what a mensch was when we had our mensch day, Yom Mensch. And I try to be a mensch as much as possible. I tutor at Or Hadassah. I go to the Sandy Springs United Methodist Church, and I serve food to the hungry, and I do walk the hunger walk. I also am part of the New Life Band at Or Hadassah. We play every 3 weeks. I'm the lead violinist. So I guess that's really all that I have to say. It's all it really boils down to is that Camp Ramah really influences me a lot, and Or Hadassah does too. And I'm really grateful for this award. Thank you very much.
I'd like to say thank you to all of our recipients this morning. They were amazing. I think you'll join with me in agreeing. I want to say a hearty mazel tov to you and to all the friends and families who've come to join us. I want to say thank you. We have a wonderful committee. They're listed in the program there who helped bring this morning to us. And we're about to adjourn into the next room for some refreshments. But before we do, I'd like to ask all of the recipients just to come forward here for one big group picture, which means I'm sure a bunch of you are going to stay so you can also take pictures. But we'd like to ask you to do that. So once again, on behalf of Hadassah, I want to say thank you to all of you.
What's wrong?
Nice new truck. He went out to a nightclub, and somebody keyed it, scratched it up.
That's awful.
Before I said go.
All right, so we're 1 week before the big event. Here we go. We're going for dress rehearsal number 1.
This? Oh.
Yeah, this is the Sunday school thing. I mean Hebrew school.
It's not unlocked, Julia.
Sure.
We're live action.
Take yours too?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks.
And there's Joel looking very, very stoic. Hey, Joel. Hey. It's showtime at the Apollo.
It's the writing of the check.
Perfect. That's the first thing. All right, and we were good. We did this. I 184. So we were at 194. Please remain standing. I want to make sure it's on there at the official end.
I meant to call her. And
What do you have? All right, you have that.
Thank you.
Correct. And then
Debbie.
the
Hi, Debbie.
goes
Hey, Juliana.